I don't even know about these fairy tale endings where a guy goes out on top. I mean, that's so short-lived. I can think of the guys that I admired their careers and I was a fan of. Jacob, I don't know if a damn one of them went out on top or bottom or in between or with a draw. I have no idea. Yeah, in fact, here, let me think of a few. Randy Couture. He lost his last fight to Lyoto Machida, but I had forgotten that until now. I just remembered it because we were talking about Machida. Dan Henderson, because he lost his last fight to Bisping. But I want to know, I guess the point I'm getting at, I want to know when some time goes, I hear these guys talking about their legacy all the time. I'm going, what are you talking about, man? What does that word mean? How you're remembered? For a game you played? And there is a little bit where it does matter if that's all you plan to do with your life and you want to go around and do seminars and but people forget. They forget your wins too. Randy Couture, again, big fan. I don't know how many world championships he won. I know he won it. I know he did it at heavyweight because he had that Tim Sylvia fight. He did it light heavyweight because he had that Chuck fight, which I think was for the belt. I don't know. I don't know the good or the bad. I just remember him in a fond light. Wow, that guy was a killer. But there's a lot of guys. I use Randy's name, but there's a lot of guys like that. And some of those guys, though, they focus on their own career. And they forget, man, the world's a big place. Not everybody's paying attention to you. Not everybody's remembering you. The sport is not meant to remember anybody. It is meant for today. It's meant for what's next. Why are they talking about their legacy? You want to know another guy that's mentioned in this now? Did you see what St-Pierre said about Conor? Said, I'm not interested. It doesn't help my legacy. Now, you never know with George, man. That guy's a hustler. He could have thrown that out for the media to try to get a reaction. There is no reasonable explanation on God's earth why George St-Pierre would have to kowtow to Conor McGregor. And Conor can say he's the A side, and Conor is usually the A side. Believe me, he needs George, and as much as Conor's done and a great job, he is not George St-Pierre. Not in the wins, not in the losses, not in the T-shirt sales, not in the live gate, not on the pay-per-views. He has absolutely no record over George St-Pierre in its entirety. Now, George gets to win that over Conor because George has been doing it since 2002 and has been a huge draw since midway through 2003. On a one night off, different conversation. But I'm just saying, I do respect George cannot come out in a media press conference and then act as though he's going to kiss the ring of Conor McGregor. He can't do that. So making a statement like, hey, that does nothing for me, that is condescending, it's rude, it's mean-spirited, and it's extremely appropriate if you are George St-Pierre, and that's a 28-year-old kid from Ireland. You do not kiss his ass. In any way you want to do it, Conor. You want to start comparing balance sheets right now? If you're George St-Pierre, there is no walk of life where you get on your knees in front of that kid, period. And he didn't do it. But what I'm saying to you, that doesn't mean he doesn't want that fight.